Hello everyone, my name is Brendan Snyder. Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to another episode of New Music Finds. So this is where I collect together all the different albums that I've purchased over the past week, and I get it from different places like my local record store, but also online retail like Amazon, eBay, and more. And for this particular week here, I've got a bunch of things to go through with you, and we're going to dive into that in just a bit. But before we do, if you're new to my channel and you haven't already hit the subscribe button, please click the button. Also leave a comment, hit like. All those things help support my channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And of course, as an added bonus, by subscribing, you'll be able to stay up to date on all that's going on in the world of music, just like this with New Music Finds. And so right off the bat, you can see you got some plastic going up over there. I've started construction, so please excuse the appearance as I move forward with all of that, and hopefully that will be done shortly, and then I will be showing you all my new music room and everything like that. But in the meantime, we're going to continue ahead with videos like this, New Music Finds. And so we're going to kick off with new releases. And the first one, a big one, was the brand new Ozzy Osbourne album, Patient Number 9. This one here being a limited edition package, pretty cool. Comes in this envelope here. And yeah, I did have to tear it open, unfortunately. I didn't like doing that, but it does come with the tab there. And you pull this out, and you've got a comic book that comes with it. And then it's got a backer card there. Instead of just the plain white cardboard one, it actually says Ozzy on this side. And behind this side, it says Patient Number 9. And then you do get the CD itself, but just in a cardboard sleeve. And I have to say, I was a little disappointed that it didn't come with the alternate album cover, but you got to go to Ozzy's website to get that. And so I also did get the jewel case edition of it, because you know me, jewel cases, but very good album, highly recommended. I have done a full review of it. I'm going to leave a link in the description below to it if you want to check it out and get more details on it. But lots of cool guests on it, lots of great songs on it, and it just is really, really solid album from start to finish. And personally, my favorite album that he has done since 2001's Down to Earth. So I think that's saying a lot about it there. All right, another new release that came out was Kiss Off the Soundboard, one of their official bootleg recordings, and I haven't opened mine yet because I was actually listening to it in the store with Anthony, and I will get around to opening it. But I will say this, it's a pretty raw, down and dirty recording. So, you know, vocals are a little out of key at times and stuff like that. And the band's not as tight as they could be, but I guess that's why they call it an official bootleg recording kind of thing. What I do like about it, though, is it's from 1977 and it's from the Alive 2 tour. So if you know anything about the Alive 2 album, it didn't contain all of the tracks performed live during those shows because they didn't want to duplicate from Alive 1. So you're finally getting a full concert performance of the Alive 2 tour on this, and we all know that those Alive albums were heavily doctored in the studio, and so this is what Kiss really sounds like, and that in and of itself is pretty cool. It's also a single disc, and I prefer single disc live recordings. All right, I got another live thing in my new releases here. Slade, All the World's a Stage. Cool little 5 CD box set. It's in a clamshell style like this. It's got a booklet with it. And then you get these 5 albums. So the first 2 are original Slade releases, Slade Alive and Slade on Stage, 72, 82. They've added to it 3 more live recordings. And so you get Alive at Reading. You get this one here, which is Alive at Hucknall Miners something. It's hard to read because it's handwritten there. And then you get Live at New Victoria. So a lot of different ones here. This Live at Hucknall Miners Welfare Club. That's what it is. There's the back side of it. Now, my biggest disappointment is this. They don't tell you any information about the shows. They don't tell you the years they were recorded. There's nothing like that. In the booklet, it's got a lot of great photos live and things like that from it. But there's actually no write-up on any of the shows, nothing like that. A little bit of a bummer. It is BMG, so it's not a small little label type thing doing it, but I'm really shocked that they didn't at least have a little write-up or give you the years of, you know, that these shows were recorded and whatnot. So cool getting all 5 of these live shows, cool getting 5 discs there. Is about $32, I think. So it's a good price on it. but they could have done a lot better with the packaging that's on it. Then I picked up the brand new Mike Tramp for Force Gang, which is for the first time. Thank you to one of my viewers that told me what the translation of that is, because it is in, the whole album in fact, is in Mike Tramp's native language of Danish. First time doing that, that's why I believe that he is calling it for the first time. All his other albums have been in English. We've got this. So again, if you're a fan of Mike Tramp or White Lion and you're thinking about picking this up, know that it's not in English. But if you like his past solo work, it is just as good as that stuff there. It's just that it's not in English. And then I picked this up, while not a new release, it has been reissued here, Joe Lynn Turner, The Sessions. Personally, I did not like the previous artwork of it, which is this here, because it has no relation to anything about Joe Lynn Turner, but putting a picture of him on the cover, calling it just The Sessions, because it's full of all different tribute songs that he's done over the years for the Deadline label Cleopatra. And they've collected together 17 of those here, and I have to say, they are really good. I wasn't expecting much from it. It does kick off with a Rainbow song that he did, Stone Cold, featuring Vivian Campbell, who does a great job on it. And then it goes into Lunatic Fringe. It's got Let the Music Do the Talking, an Aerosmith tune on here, which is really cool, with Al Pitrelli on it, playing the guitar on here. And then we got Mirror Mirror, which is the Def Leppard tune performed by Icarus Witch. And it just goes on and on. Really cool songs that you wouldn't normally expect him to be performing, and he does a great job with it. So I thought I was just getting it to flesh out my catalog, but I have to say, I'm really actually enjoying that more than I thought I would. Okay, then I picked up some stuff from my local record store, and just found, well, I didn't just find out about this band, but I got turned on to this band. I've known about them and I just never picked anything up. Lucifer got 2 albums here, number 2 and number 3. And so I was at the store, and Anthony saw me looking at a vinyl album. In fact, it was this one here, number 3. And he asked if I knew anything about them and suggested that I check them out. And I thought, all right, I'll give it a go here. And turns out I really enjoyed it. So thanks to Anthony, I've got that there. And then something I had him order for me into the store, Missing Persons Spring Session M, or Spring Session M, their classic debut album. Good album. The lead single, big hit off of this, Words, is a song that I was never really all that into. A really popular MTV era, beginning MTV era style song, part of the new wave movement and everything. But I have to say, that song comes much later on in this album. It's number 9. And the rest of the album is so much better. And so after years and years of ignoring this album for that one song, I checked it out, and I have to say, really enjoying it. And then I later find out that the guitar player was a later era member of Duran Duran. So that made it even better. All very cool things to find out. Here's something else that Anthony suggested to me. I was looking at the vinyl edition of it because it was just coming out on vinyl, but apparently it had been issued on CD earlier. Heartbreakers, LAMF. Yes, this is the Johnny Thunders Heartbreakers, but back under just the name Heartbreakers, which is pretty cool. And we've got the Found 77 Masters. So I have a version of this that is the Lost Mixes, and it's a whole bunch of alternate takes that they found and put together. And I've got that, and I want to say that's a solid 10 years or more old as it is, but they just recently found the original master tapes. It was hiding out in someone's attic, and so now they were finally able to go back in and master this album the way that the band wanted it to sound. They were never happy with it. The vinyl didn't sound very good for some reason. They thought it was an error in the pressing of it. The cassettes for some reason sounded a bit better, but all in all, the band was never happy with it. Now that apparently has been fixed with this, and I have to say, now I've only ever heard the alternate mix version of it, so hearing the original original one, much, much better. This is very cool. It is a 2 CD and an ebook, so a nice hardcover book edition of this. So even if you've got the original one of this, getting this with all the cool write-up and everything that's in here and the cool pictures and things of that nature and stuff like that has got to be pretty cool in and of itself. But you also get a whole bunch of demo sessions that are on here as part of disc 2. So really cool getting that. And then I was just clicking around on Amazon and I came across this, the Stooges, A Fire of Life. They've got a number of live recordings from their reunion, but apparently this one here is the definitive one. It's on Easy Action. They usually do a really good job with these things. This came out in 2021, but somehow I missed it. And I just have to say it's got far superior packaging and everything to all the other ones. It is the classic lineup with Ron Ashton, Scott Ashton, Iggy Pop, Mike Watt on bass, and Steve McKay on sax. 2 discs. The first one is made up of 2 different shows, reunion shows, 2006 and 2003. Then we've got, let's see, 7 tracks that are in the studio live, and then we've got another one that's from Newbury Comics in Cambridge, Massachusetts from 2003, where he tells stories and things like that. Haven't checked out the disc 2, but disc 1 is really good. And so the final thing being that I hit up a record show, and it's called the Second Saturday Record Show. There is an experience video on it. If it hasn't posted today, I think it's posting tomorrow, kind of a thing, so keep an eye out for it. And I got some vinyl because that was the thing that the show heavily focused on. And if and so that I did see some CDs that were there, but just sort of run-of-the-mill basic stuff. Wasn't anything worth picking up. So I focused my energy on vinyl, and I came across some cool things. Starting with Roger Waters' Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, an extended single version of it with the original album cover there of the Naked Lady's Bottom, which has been censored in the US, hard to come by. But getting that extended version of the track, that wasn't the cool part, what I was really buying it for. It was this. It was the tour book. And even though it's a little beat up there, these things are very hard to come by. They don't usually stick around very long. They get torn up usually. And so finding original tour books from back in the day can be really challenging. I'm always hunting for these sort of things because they're different than like historical books and things like that. Like this, having the set list in it. Set 1 focusing all on Pink Floyd, and set 2 was the entire album performed in its entirety. So that was just cool to find out about. It's also got drawings and stuff from the stage set in here and things like that, and just a bunch of other cool things. So that was really cool. Getting that all together, $30 on that. I was very happy with that. Found this, Talus, sink your teeth into that. 1982 studio album that I didn't have by them, don't have it on CD, very hard to come by. It's got the classic Shy Boy that Billy Sheehan took to David Lee Roth's band, making very popular with him, but that's the reason that I'm interested in it, is Billy Sheehan. I'm a huge Mr. Big fan. Then I've got Detroit with Mitch Ryder. And so I wasn't fully clear on this, and I started looking into more history on it, and I found out that Mitch Ryder had a 60s band called the Detroit Wheels that later dropped Wheels and just became Detroit. And so Alice Cooper, having made an album of all Detroit musicians, had Mitch Ryder, and they cover the song that's written by Lou Reed, Rock and Roll, that I guess they had a hit with, and so he covers it on there. And that's on this album here, but I was buying it because of the Alice Cooper connection. Turns out, great album. I was hunting down, looking for classic Brownsville Station albums, really looking for the self-titled 1977 album. Didn't find it, but I did find this one, Motor City Connection. This is a 1975 album that is still sealed in plastic. The original price tag of $1.90 or $1.89 on it. It is a cutout version and was probably one from the late 80s or early 90s when these albums weren't selling and when they were getting rid of it for that. But I'll still take a brand new sealed copy of that any day of the week. And the other one that I picked up here, Demon and the Plague. New wave of British heavy metal band found them out recently from a compilation album called Metal Rock that Anthony gave me that had Saxon on it and a few other well-known bands like Whitesnake and stuff, but Demon were on it with 2 tracks. I bought a CD of that, if you saw that in last week's episode, and then I came across this, which is not pressed on CD as far as I can tell, and so get to check out some more Demon. So all in all, I had a really great week of music, both with new releases, just some regular good finds at the record store and stuff that I ordered, but also hitting up a record show. So all in all, covering all the bases there. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this and maybe got some new ideas for yourself out of it. Let me know what you found at your record store, some of your new music finds, things of that nature. And certainly if you've enjoyed this, consider sharing it out on social media, and do check back every week for brand new episodes of New Music Finds. All right, everyone, take care, have a good one, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.